In this podcast episode, Tucker Carlson welcomes Charlie Spiering, a political reporter from the Daily Mail, to discuss the recent Al Smith dinner and the shifting dynamics surrounding Vice President Kamala Harris. The conversation delves into various aspects of Harris's political career, her identity politics, and the broader implications for the Democratic Party as they navigate the upcoming election cycle. The Al Smith dinner, a traditional charity event in New York City, serves as a platform for political figures to showcase their personalities and engage in lighthearted banter. However, this year's dinner took on a more serious tone as it highlighted the growing tensions within the Democratic Party, particularly regarding Kamala Harris. Carlson and Spiering discuss how the event, typically characterized by humor and camaraderie, revealed underlying fractures in the party's unity. Harris's performance at the dinner was scrutinized, with many observers noting her defensiveness and lack of charisma, which contrasted sharply with the expectations placed upon her as a prominent political figure. The dinner also served as a reminder of the challenges Harris faces as she attempts to solidify her position within the Biden administration. Carlson points out that the event was an opportunity for Harris to connect with voters and demonstrate her leadership qualities, yet her performance left much to be desired. The conversation highlights the importance of such public appearances in shaping a politician's image and the potential consequences of failing to resonate with the audience. A significant portion of the discussion revolves around the importance of Kamala Harris's name and how it has been a focal point in her political narrative. Spiering recalls how Harris has gone to great lengths to ensure that her name is pronounced correctly, even featuring children in a campaign ad to emphasize this point. This insistence on name pronunciation reflects a broader trend in identity politics, where personal narratives and cultural backgrounds are leveraged to garner support. Carlson and Spiering explore the implications of this approach, questioning whether it fosters genuine connection or merely serves as a political tool. The conversation also touches on the accusations of racism that arise when individuals mispronounce Harris's name. Carlson highlights the absurdity of labeling someone as racist for a simple mistake, while Spiering notes that such accusations often distract from more substantive discussions about policy and governance. This dynamic illustrates the complexities of navigating identity politics in contemporary American politics, where personal identity can overshadow critical issues. Spiering provides insights into Harris's upbringing, particularly her time spent in Canada during her high school years. He argues that this experience has contributed to her sense of alienation from the American political landscape. While Harris often portrays herself as a product of the civil rights movement and a champion for marginalized communities, her formative years in a predominantly white, affluent environment complicate this narrative. Carlson and Spiering discuss how this background may affect her ability to connect with voters who seek authenticity and relatability in their leaders. Moreover, the conversation delves into Harris's attempts to craft a political identity that resonates with various demographics. Spiering points out that her narrative often shifts depending on the audience, leading to questions about her authenticity. This inconsistency raises concerns about her ability to effectively represent the diverse interests of the Democratic Party, particularly as she seeks to position herself as a leader in the upcoming election. Carlson and Spiering examine how race and gender have played pivotal roles in shaping Harris's political career. Harris's identity as a woman of color has been a central theme in her campaigns, often used to rally support from progressive voters. However, the conversation reveals that this strategy has not always been successful, particularly as Harris's approval ratings have declined among key demographics. Spiering notes that while her identity has been a source of strength, it has also become a liability as voters increasingly demand substance over symbolism. The discussion also highlights the challenges Harris faces as a female politician in a male-dominated political landscape. Carlson points out that the expectations placed upon her are often unrealistic, as she is scrutinized more harshly than her male counterparts. This dynamic raises important questions about the intersection of gender and politics, particularly in the context of the Democratic Party's efforts to promote diversity and inclusion. The podcast delves into the relationship between Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden, particularly in the context of their shared political ambitions. Spiering suggests that Biden initially viewed Harris as a potential ally who could help him navigate the complexities of the Democratic Party. However, as their administration has progressed, it has become clear that Harris is more focused on her own political future than on supporting Biden's agenda. This shift has led to tensions within the administration as Biden's team grapples with Harris's perceived lack of loyalty. Carlson emphasizes that this dynamic is not uncommon in politics, where ambitious individuals often prioritize their own careers over collective goals. The conversation raises concerns about the potential consequences of this behavior, particularly as the Democratic Party faces significant challenges in the lead-up to the 2024 election. Harris's actions may ultimately undermine Biden's efforts to unite the party and present a cohesive front to voters. Spiering discusses the media's role in shaping public perceptions of Kamala Harris, particularly in light of her recent controversies. He notes that Harris has cultivated a reputation for being thin-skinned and defensive, often reacting negatively to critical coverage. This behavior has led to a strained relationship with journalists who may be hesitant to ask tough questions or hold her accountable for her actions. Carlson and Spiering explore the implications of this dynamic, questioning whether it ultimately serves Harris's interests or hinders her political aspirations. The conversation also highlights the broader challenges faced by female politicians in the media landscape. Carlson points out that women in politics are often subjected to different standards than their male counterparts, with their appearances and personal lives scrutinized more closely. This disparity raises important questions about the role of gender in political reporting and the potential consequences for female leaders like Harris. A significant portion of the discussion centers around Harris's unwavering commitment to abortion rights, which Spiering identifies as one of the few issues she has consistently championed throughout her career. He argues that her passionate advocacy for reproductive rights has become a defining aspect of her political identity, often overshadowing other policy positions. Carlson and Spiering explore the implications of this focus, questioning whether it resonates with voters who may prioritize different issues. The conversation also raises questions about the authenticity of Harris's commitment to abortion rights, particularly given her lack of personal experience with motherhood. Carlson suggests that this disconnect may hinder her ability to connect with voters who have different perspectives on the issue. As the Democratic Party continues to grapple with the complexities of reproductive rights, Harris's position may become increasingly contentious. As the podcast progresses, Carlson and Spiering discuss the uncertain future of Kamala Harris's political career. They explore the possibility that she may not be the Democratic Party's nominee in the 2024 election, particularly as her approval ratings continue to decline. Spiering notes that many in the party are beginning to question her viability as a candidate, raising concerns about her ability to unite the party and appeal to a broad base of voters. The conversation also touches on the potential consequences of Harris's declining popularity for the Biden administration. Carlson emphasizes that if Harris is unable to effectively rally support for the party, it could jeopardize Biden's chances for re-election. This dynamic underscores the importance of strong leadership and unity within the Democratic Party as they prepare for the upcoming election cycle. Spiering provides insights into how Harris's background has influenced her political career, particularly her upbringing in a privileged environment. He argues that her experiences have shaped her worldview and approach to politics, often leading to a disconnect with voters who seek authenticity and relatability. Carlson and Spiering explore the implications of this dynamic, questioning whether Harris's background has hindered her ability to connect with key demographics. The conversation also touches on the challenges Harris faces as she attempts to navigate her identity within the context of her political ambitions. Spiering notes that her attempts to craft a narrative that resonates with various audiences have often resulted in inconsistencies, raising concerns about her authenticity. This dynamic underscores the complexities of identity politics and the challenges faced by candidates who seek to represent diverse interests. As the podcast concludes, Carlson and Spiering reflect on the future of the Democratic Party in light of the challenges posed by figures like Kamala Harris. They discuss the potential for a shift in leadership as the party grapples with its identity and the need for a cohesive message. Spiering emphasizes that the party must find a way to unite its various factions and present a clear vision to voters if it hopes to succeed in the upcoming election. The conversation raises important questions about the direction of the Democratic Party and its ability to adapt to changing political dynamics. Carlson suggests that the party may need to reevaluate its approach to identity politics and focus on substantive issues that resonate with a broader electorate.